Hello all, Red here for Island Adventures, and today we are at Quarry Village, Siparia, and I am at the studio of my friend here, Andrew.
Yes.
And the studio is called Ladraz Cooperative Limited. So, Andrew,
Yes.
tell me something about what you're doing here today.
Alright. Well, it's basically a studio that was started, how I would say, I started off as producing on FL Studio across in my bedroom. And
So that's all, let's stop you right there.
yeah.
So it's a project that started as a little bedroom project.
Yes.
Like a little seed of
Yes.
sorts.
Yes.
Right.
Then I went and I decided to further my education in what was then called 501 Production. It was a school that teach me production
Okay.
and audio engineering. Got the liking for it and started off improving myself by buying small equipment here and there to make the actual studio itself. Got my first, how you would say, artist to record was actually Turner
Right.
for a song called Hear the Song that's actually on YouTube.
So how long,
And
so what is the time frame you're talking about?
within 3 months of actually starting the studio.
Okay.
Within 3 months of starting the studio, because I was going to school and with the same 501 production that is now called LA Records. And during that time, the Turner was actually a performing artist there.
Right.
And in one of my exams for the courses that I did, I used Turner as, he allowed me to use him as an artist
Right.
on my song itself.
Right. So for your final project.
From a
more or
final
less.
project.
Right.
Yeah. So then after it moved to the studio, the bedroom, and eventually over a period of time, within 1 year, I built this studio that you see here, and have bands that come in and play.
Right.
We're already working on a good few projects, and you would see it in a coming time.
Right. So you also have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
With stuff you would do in the studio here,
Yes.
and you would put that out for people to look at and possibly if they're interested in doing the same thing or actually coming here to record, they could see what you're doing.
Yeah, I put out most of it. You will see is instrumentals. So if artists ever like instrumentals and decide to come and sing it, the instrumentals absolutely free. The mixing and on the instrumentals and recording on the instrumentals that I produce is absolutely free.
So I'm gonna ask you a simpler question now. So how are you making money? I mean, equipment costs a lot of money. The whole space and the time costs money. So how you just make money?
All right, it started off as a hobby, as Ladraz Cooperative Limited being the bakery itself. That's how I generated the money to buy the studio equipment, I think. And as well, you see in the background, my first dollar bill the studio ever made.
Right.
It was made from an advertisement that Courts did with the Champion song from Doing Bravo.
Right.
And also other monies made by other people coming and use the studio and use it as recording time.
Right.
And actually doing their own production of their own songs and mixing and mastering for songs outside of beats that I made.
Right.
So that's how it makes its money.
So there's a lot of time and effort goes into this kind of business.
Yes.
And what is your inspiration for actually doing it? I mean, you say you started off and it's something that you had nurtured,
Yes.
but where did the inspiration come from?
Well, first it started off as when my sister wanted to do soca. And she goes by all different studios in Trinidad and the prices were extremely high. And because of that, she didn't get to finish the song because they only accepted money for the song. While I would be personally think if an artist has potential, money will come to that artist at some point in time in their life.
Right.
And the loyalty they would have, or which I wish they would have, would keep on bringing more people to the studio. And with more artists and more popularity, you could afford to generate or charge fees to generate money. But on people that not exceedingly wealthy,
Right.
That's my purpose, to try to help them out in achieving what they would like to get.
But in today's world, I mean, that is not a normal thing.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, let's say you would give a lot of yourself.
Yes.
And more or less because you are dedicated to this kind of art form.
Yeah.
The craft. You know, that this is more or less why you're into it, right? And then, as you told me before, you know, you had your sister, you know, there was a need to provide something like this for somebody who has the talent but doesn't have the means to go the extra distance.
Yeah.
Because you have to, as an artist, you have to bridge that gap between talent and getting your talent out there.
Yes.
Correct? Right. So I understand totally what you're getting at.
And on my aspect as being the producer, also songwriter, it's like a car without a wheels. It is a body for housing, but it can't go nowhere without the artist actually taking it.
Right.
So if there is an artist that has a lot of talent but not having the affordability means of getting out there, and I help them get out there, it's also benefiting me as the aspects of getting out there with them. So it's not just, I wouldn't watch it as overly selfless, but there's other motives that I would like to get exposed to. So and other artists that also want to expose, we both can go up the ladder together.
I understand it totally, and I get that.
Yeah.
What mostly people would want to know, I mean, from the view of somebody who is coming here for the first time and hasn't really experienced the studio vibes, as I say, to come here and record, the time it would take, and you know, to getting things, let me say, at a finished product. What kind of time frame you could suggest, if possible, to get from start to finish on a finalized audio track?
Well, normally I heard some artists just work on their song for an extended period of time and they already memorize all the words, they have everything down packed. If it's a beat that I created and the artist decides they will sing on it and practices the song and come in the studio, they could record it in one day, come back for a second day for any fixing on the song. If it's their own song and they record it, it takes one day. I personally will take 3 days to mix master the song, 1 day to actually mix the song, the second day to review the mix with fresh ears, and the third day to master the song to release it to the person. So in overall, on a good production that already was established, 1 week. It is dependent strictly on how much the artists want to change, because there were times where I experienced it for myself. An artist loved one thing, then they went home and had a whole different perspective on the same song, and it took weeks and weeks, but they were also paying for the studio recording time, which was great that they actually contributed to using my time. So it wasn't just free. So they had their own stuff and they work on it, and the song came out good.
Right. So sometimes it all depends on let's say the feeling of the artist, and because at the end of the day the artist has this final say.
Yes.
But how much say you think you would have on getting, you know, giving you, so sometimes an artist will say, you know, I think I like how this sound, but you from your experience would say, you know, maybe a little more this or a little less of this. What kind of, you know, in a situation like that, how do you react?
If it's on the musical side of thing and not vocalist side, musical side of it, I could stay up whole night, finish it, and it will be done the next morning. If it's on the vocalist standpoint, I would suggest to them, if they want to fix something, if they're not vocally inclined at this point to do it, if to hold off to gain experience and then come back to do it for a better product to go outside. But if they like their product, because since they have the final say, I would say, yes, it's not ready, but if they insist on having their product out as is, I have no problem with that. But if they want to wait and take any advice from other people that sees or listens to it and feedback, and they decide to hold off on it until they get better at it, it could take a while or it could go immediately out.
Right. So we want to come off the mainstream, of our discussion. And usually this is my kind of favorite kind of topic. So we're talking about food now.
Yeah.
That's my favorite topic. Andre, I think that is yours too, right? Right. So we come into Siparia and, we come into Quarry Village. But what's the places that, we could be, you could get excited about getting something to eat?
All right. My personal favorite would be Lisa's fried chicken. That is in Santa Flora, but in Quarry Village itself, there's a lady called Abby's. And Abby's also sells fried chicken. Lisa's, I think I made a mistake and said Lisa's sells fried, but Lisa's is barbecue chicken. Erica's is fried chicken. In Siparia, there was KFC, basically chicken. So my favorite food, honestly, would be peanut butter. But the second would be bacon or chicken. Mostly fatty stuff that I love to eat.
Right. Yeah. I don't think we can see that there.
Yeah.
Maybe it is obvious, but I just for the sake of the viewers, yes.
Yeah.
We watch our weight a lot, right? I think Andre may or may not watch his weight. I hear nothing there. Okay, there's an audio silence at that point in time. Right. So moving all along, right? There is so many questions I may not be able to ask you because I know nothing about what you're doing here, really. Besides record and actually creating a track, the actual rudiments of the putting the track together with all the effects and what you have, what have you. How can you explain this process in a simpler way for somebody who don't actually know it?
All right. Think of the microphone as where the signal source would be going into. So that could be vocals, that could be an acoustic guitar, that could be end drums, anything that goes into the microphone. Then travels down to the audio interface, which is basically the bridge to go to the computer. And then if it goes to the computer, you hear it through the speakers, and you judge from there how loud you want it, how soft you want it, how hard hitting you want it, how, again, squashed you want it.
And when you say squash, you mean compressed?
Compressed.
Right. So the thing about it is that from the source to the speaker, there must have some kind of magic.
Yes.
Where you control, right? That's where an engineer comes in.
Yes.
That's what a studio engineer does, right?
Yes.
The magic between the capture and the release.
Yes.
You want to call it release through the speakers, right?
Yes.
So that's where the perfection comes in. Whether it turns out to be soca, rock, blues, what have you, right?
Yes.
Do you want to say anything more than?
All right. Well, with the studio now, I would like it to be a almost fully electronic studio, meaning that the electronic guitars will run directly to the computer. The bass guitars run directly. The drums, as you see, electronic drums using professional samples, also the keyboard. So it would be a quiet studio because we live in a neighborhood where acoustic drums would be pretty loud. And you could come and play 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. You could play on the drums and you wouldn't hear anything outside. So a full band could play at once, and there will only be the sound, the audible sound of the singer and the strings from the guitar, and just the sticks hitting a rubber pad, which will be the drums.
Right. Because I mean, the technology is also advancing so quickly, and producing so much quality results.
Yes.
It's making it easier and easier for somebody who doesn't know much to produce something, of good quality. But What about technology now? What's your take on technology as to studio equipment and different types of mics? In general now, how do you think the industry is advancing to make this a simpler process, or how much? It's two parts I would say. How much youth are moving with technology then?
Well, for me personally, I love technology. The fact that it can make what would seem to be a very rare experience to go in a studio, because you have to have a lot of money to go in a big studio to record a song, that now everybody could have this home studio type feel, that you could buy an equipment and you could record. Now, even having the instrument, as they say, having a violin doesn't make you a violinist. You just have a violin.
True.
You still need to know how to use this equipment. But technology is making it so easy now that the equipment is coming almost presetted for you to be able to set it up, play, and you're getting what you asked for.
So more or less user friendly.
Very user friendly.
And less manual unfriendly.
Yes.
Right. So Andre, I know you're the expert at Island Adventures, right? You have any questions for Andre?
I was probably going to ask him something, but then you just asked him about the technology. Because some people have purists by nature. Use analog gear. Now there's a lot of people using even analog desks, going to 100 very old desks from the 60s and so on. Do you think that the quality of the music do you see a noticeable difference between digital and analog?
Well, it determines on how well the source was recreated. For example, analog in the days will have a high noise ratio that you would hear. You would actually have to turn up your volume because there will be a kind of hum or a hiss behind it that you'll have to turn it so the music has to play above it so it wouldn't be noticeable. While digital is a lot more clean. Now, how they're trying to reproduce the analog, because they love the feel of it, they're making sure there are harmonics and saturation plugins that could be added to emulate these desks for a far cheaper price than buying a multi-million-dollar desk like the Neve consoles and the SSL consoles, that you can now afford it in a simple plugin or a software that emulates as close, you mightn't get it exact, but as close as humanly possible to these desks that they have before. So yeah, there will be a difference, but remember, time changing, so the love for music will also change from the style that was played then to the style that is played now.
That's a beautiful question. I'm so sorry, like you probably could have done a better job here. Okay. Anyways, we'll leave that for the viewers to decide next time. Technical questions, and we will handle it. What I want to really find out, I mean, you're ready? In the present day, you're in this business now, you're in this career, but where do you see yourself and you see this studio in the next 5 years?
Well, as artists come in the studio, you get a different feel for different artists. I don't want to have it in such a way that if an artist becomes too big, they take up all my time and it stops being the fundamental aspect of new coming artists to also make it up there, because then I will turn into the same thing that I didn't want in the first place. So in the next few years, I would obviously look to want to expand the studios and have different locations, have different people run it. If they go to school, they come and run it, as it would be fully electronic. It could go into almost any small little environment and be functionable as a studio itself for recording a band. And for me personally, you might see me in the future as being a gospel artist that will soon come out.
So therefore, this studio is more or less a, let's say the what's the other word I want to use? The spring of even for your own talent.
Yes.
Okay. So I now understand. Create that environment where you as yourself could advance your own personal talent as an artist.
Yes.
So it becomes clearer now.
Yes.
Right? Well, we want to thank you for this time in allowing Island Adventures and myself and my crew, Andre here. And we do appreciate, being here.
Yes.
Right? Thanks a lot, buddy.
No problem.
I wish you all the best.
Yes.
And I hope to hear a lot of good music from you.
Yeah, you'll be hearing it soon.
And a lot of people, after this airs on YouTube, a lot of people would actually come and work with you because, to me, personally, you're awesome, dude.
Yeah,
right?
thanks.
Nunca des un paso atrás, no te sientas ya perdido, el camino encontrarás, el amor que ya se ha ido, no intentes recuperar, sola vuela por el mundo, gozando su libertad, se fue, el amor de mi vida se fue, yo sin ella no puedo vivir. El amor de mi vida se fue, yo sin ella no puedo vivir, 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 vivir. Si tienes algo en la vida, nunca des un paso atrás, no te sientas ya perdido.